G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for part 5 of our Trozan Skyshard Spellbreaker playthrough, where we are going to be doing a little bit of farming. There we go, chilling weapons. So, things I want to do this episode. One, I need another dynamite, maybe two, because in the flooded passage here, there is a skeleton boss that I want to kill. That will drop us an offhand. That will be the bread and butter for this build for a little while. And two, I want to get the weapon we're going to be using as well, which is going to come from the ghosts in this area. I have reset the client since the last episode, so all of those ghosts that I killed will be back. Where are we up to? This ring, it's really hard to say no to 128 health and some resistances. So I think we're going to swap that in instead of that Lich's Band. The Lich's Band does have better resistances. But yeah, it'll be fine. Did we pick up a Mark of the Traveler? Doesn't look like it. Let's see if we can cast another Cold Stone. I suspect not. No, we need 2 more Chilled Steel. Actually, we can do that. There we go. So now we have 2 of those. Which means we actually have a very large bonus to our cold damage. We're up to almost 400% extra. And those MIs that I was just talking about will really help for that. No, we'll take the waypoint to the foothills. And we'll head back a little bit. It is definitely worth spending a little bit of time at this point to get the weapon and offhand MIs. I probably wouldn't do this more than twice though, and I would just take the first ones I got. It doesn't have to be, you know, exactly Glacial or Frostbite, although if you can get that, that would be great. But, you know, let's be honest, you're probably not going to get that. Okay, so we're just here to kill Barris Redlith and as many of these apparitions as we can do. Battle Axe, not great. Apparition, also not great. Let's see if we can't get a big pile of these. Nope. That's fine. So we do now also have the mana infusion, which will let us do a decent amount of extra damage while it's active. And will more or less mean we don't have to worry about mana anymore either, at least while we have it. See, he's dying considerably faster. A decent amount of that extra damage is going to be coming from that Cold Stone as well. With the 1 point in Frozen Core, I think it's called, the skill from the modifier for Trozans will start freezing things with Trozans, and also, here we go. Also, we'll start doing damage over time as well. So we added a bunch of Frostburn damage, 2-second freeze, and some slow. Now, this shield, the fact that it's a shield really doesn't matter. We want it for the plus to skills and the added cold damage and such to flash freeze. we don't get that 200 cold damage on Iskander's Elemental Exchange unless we hit something with our weapon. And actually I'm going to turn weapon attack back on, because our weapon attack is actually pretty good right now. So Flash Freeze just got the ability to reduce cold resistance by 15%, which is pretty good. If we had Veil of Shadow, this one here... Nope, we do have Veil of Shadow, okay. So actually this is way better than I thought it was. I'm not going to bother getting Roldorathis' tome for a little while. I do want the weapon, however. So applying Veil of Shadow to these guys now reduces their cold resist, which is amazing. I actually wasn't aware that that was on Veil of Shadow. I thought that was actually tied to Night's Chill. But pretty happy about that. So our damage is going to absolutely take off now. 15% less resistances on all these. I mean, look at that. Didn't even have to wait for the dot, they all just melted. Okay, let's see if we can't kill a mobile. It may even be worth skipping Trozans for a little bit. And maxing out the Flash Freeze and putting some more dots onto it. Because this has added a bunch of cold damage to the Flash Freeze, more cold resistant Shred, and then we have the cold resist on Veil of Shadow as well. That's actually really good. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting the MI though. The MI weapon that I'm chasing will remove the lightning damage from Trozans. Well, not remove, sorry, it will convert it to more cold damage. Which later on we'll be getting Shattered Star, which is all lightning damage, and that'll also be converted to cold with the MI weapon that I'm thinking of trying to get. I'm not thinking of trying to get it, I am thinking of it and also trying to get it. Alright, so we have this guy who is corrupted. And the good thing about that minus resistance on Veil of Shadow is that it applies even to things that are immune to cold, which means they're now no longer immune to cold, and then we can hit them with the Flash Freeze, and because they're no longer immune to cold, they also take the resistance reduction from Flash Freeze. So it's actually really, really good. Mistwalker leggings are almost certainly worth using. +2 to Maven's Sphere, we are putting those on immediately. And we didn't, unfortunately, get the MI from here either. But that's fine. We're actually doing considerably better than I thought we would be doing. We can probably continue on. The weapon we have is really good aside from the fact that it's the wrong base item. We could just reset. You know what? I'm going to reset. Hang on. Okay, good. I am going to reset this, and we are going to go clear that cave until the weapon drops. Because the damage boost is silly. I'm also going to reclaim the components. So keep the add-on. This one, keep the add-on. Okay. There we go. This will be the last time I reset. Will it? Yeah, I think it will be. So because we can actually go to the waypoint and walk backwards, because we have the Arcovian Undercity coming up, we're going to have to go through there, and we're almost certain to get the weapon from there, if not before. You know what, let's just continue on. We'll get the weapon from the Arcovian Undercity, and this one's honestly pretty good. So moving forward here, we'll go through the bridge, or the barricade here that we blew up last episode. And we will go across here. So we're coming up to the bees, the nest for the bees. If there is an elite, I guess we'd call it, standing out the front, I will definitely kill it. And I will hope for them to drop royal jelly. I will say that this MI is better than I thought it was, and it was already going to be really good. The only downside, of course, is Electra's Flash Freeze still kinda doesn't really work great for most bosses. So I'm in here for a single royal jelly, and then I don't care. So if we can get the royal jelly, great. The boss at the end, I believe, is guaranteed to drop one, or at least very likely. The, is it Ungoliax in here? No, that's the spider. There's my royal jelly, I don't care anymore. This one, Ronaprax. You want to be very careful when you're fighting Ronaprax, because she does a ton of damage. Let's see if we can't just... Probably can just kill her, I hope. You don't want to, like, if you want to fight her, you want to either stay out of range enough that you can dodge everything, or you want to stand right in her face. Squire's Handguards and Ronaprax's Sting. Really good for if you're playing a Drig's Evil Eye Sentinel, but otherwise kind of meh. Alright, we got our Royal Jelly, so we now have 5. Okay, we got a little more than I thought I had. You need 3. You definitely don't need 5. Explorer's Cover is probably worth using. The Explorer's set is basically the Lokar's set that your mum says we have at home. Every piece of this set will give you 5% bonus XP, and it's always worth getting the 2 and 3 set bonuses. The 4 set bonus is kind of... it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I think we'll put that on. And we'll chuck an ectoplasm on it as well, because mana is definitely an issue. Did we end up getting a mark for the Traveler yet? Don't see one. This upgraded Electra's Flash Freeze is really fun. Just deleting entire packs with one spell is pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and accept her quest, and we can bribe Silas, and then we will get our scrap. I actually had thought that you got Rover's reputation for that as well, but apparently not. Alright, here we go. Vendor all this stuff. Cultus of Supremacy, yeah, you can have that as well. This guy right here. We give him the Royal Jelly, he gives us a bunch of stuff, including a recipe. And we will kill this troll here. Troll is going to be fun. Let's see how close we can get. Alright. Okay, Troll doesn't care about our cold resistance, I guess. But that's fine. We can actually just stand in his face and blow him up. Do have to be careful about his big wind-up attack, though. You do not want to get hit by that. You kite him back to the camp, the guards will help out. Hopefully they don't steal your kill. But most of the XP is from the quest anyway. Alright, just picked up a Mark of the Traveler. So now we're starting to get some decent run speed. And we're coming up on 23. So I think for 23 we'll continue putting 1 point in the bar, although it may be the Nightblade bar. And then we will max out these two. I'll probably take that point back out of the mutator there. I have a preference for coming through the mine here, because you are guaranteed to get a dynamite. If you would prefer to be a little bit quicker, you can go through... you can just go around the top. Personally, I prefer to get the guaranteed dynamite. I used to joke that I preferred to come this way just so I could avoid Wrecked by Protoss and Ascidian from going the other way, but you can just sneak past them anyway. They are a little bit dangerous though, for sure. The good thing about the Trozan Sky Shard instead of the Flash Freeze is the recast. It's considerably shorter. Okay, so I think we will put 1 point in the bar. I want to get Knight's Chill, so we'll keep progressing towards that, and a couple points in Trozans because more damage is more damage. Is definitely what we want, so let's just kill Old Mate here. Remembering to use the active from your relic for extra damage. We're at the point now where 100% is not double anymore, it's more like 20%, but it's still free damage. Don't really care so much about the mana regen at this point, although that is also quite good. Let's grab that scrap. And we will kill Old Mate here as well. Boomer Slocum. He is dead. Okay, heading into Kronly's mine, or Kronly's hideout. We definitely want the shrine here, as well as the quest item from right next to the shrine. There are also some undead around that shrine, so potentially we could be getting a new weapon here, which would be very nice. We will have to wait and see about that. So, oh, those are just standard ghosts. Not what we're after. I think there's another couple of packs down here. Yeah, these guys. Alright. No good, unfortunately. Is that adding... So the damage it adds to the Veil of Shadow, I guess that's applied every time it ticks. Because things are dying around us. I'm going to go test that, actually. Let's just stand next to this guy. Yeah, it is. So we're actually getting cold damage over time from that. That is unexpected and also really cool. Let's go ahead and put 1 point into Rowan's Crown. I guess we have 2 points. And the final point we need to get that proc is going to be in Twin Falls. We don't need to go that way. There is sometimes a pile of scrap here that I like to click on because you can potentially get dynamite from it. I like dynamite. I do want to get a Rolderathus tome. But having said that, this shield is also very, very nice. It will fall off later as the aura damage becomes less relevant. But for right now, this shield is actually really good. The fact that it's a shield doesn't hurt either. Let's just stand here and see what happens. They all die. Okay. So this dynamite here, it's always here. Make sure you pick it up. Looks like the shrine has spawned down here. There is always a totem in here somewhere. So do make sure you hit it. Because it's almost always just a regular one. It is Aether Warped, but I don't think it can possibly be... It definitely can't be Ancient, but I think maybe the one that spawns up here might be Forsaken. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that to be the case. Alright, and last one to kill. There we go. So Squire's Gauntlets, I think we already had that one. Let's find out if I forgot to read it. Nope, we must have had boots or something. Unseeing Swiftness. So these will make you run faster, and then if you get hit, it turns the run speed off, which is kind of annoying, but it does also have +2 to Maven Sphere, so I'm going to use those, I think, in a level and a half. Ordinarily, I wouldn't care so much about this belt, but we are about to fight an Aether boss, so I am going to put it on. And then consider swapping back after that. This chest is also considerably better than that one, so we'll chuck that on. That insight proc doesn't happen often, but it is up fairly regularly. Okay, this fight is going to be fun. Martin here actually does a lot of damage if you stand in his fire. Looks like he's immune to being slowed as well, which means the flash phrase does nothing. So we'll just face tank him, I guess? Seems like he's not really doing much. Kill him with Trozans. Alright, there he goes. So he drops dynamite every time you kill him, between 1 and 3 I believe. Maybe 0 and 3, but he is a very good source of dynamite regardless. Let me see here, shoulders. I think the guardsman's probably going to be good for a little while. As far as belts go, I think we're going to permanently swap in that Mystic of Soul Warding. Words are hard. So let's go fix our components and then we'll kill Kronly. So first things first, we'll keep the add-on. Keep the add-on. And we are going to swap in the boots of Swiftness. Assuming we don't find Explorer's boots, these are probably the best ones we're going to get for a while. These shoulders would be less armor. We would lose some Eli Res. We literally don't care about the elemental resistances. Yeah, we'll take the lightning orb. Keep the add-on. Okay, resistances are looking pretty good. 53% for fighting Kronly is not bad at all. Let's just vendor all the stuff we're carrying around in the meantime. What was that amulet? Oh, it's the pet amulet that I never get when I'm playing in pet class. Seems to drop every time I run a anything that's not a pet class. We'll get that amulet at some point, and anything that is playing pets will never see it. Alright, so first time you fight Kronly, he will be non-aggro. You gotta talk to him. I didn't actually take nullification, which is a problem. Do I care enough to go get it? Probably not, actually. We can just do what every other character does. And just wait. Oops, time to wake up. Definitely have to end this episode soon, probably after I kill Kronly. That's time for work, unfortunately. We can tank him in the face for a little bit. If you are going to tank Kronly, you really don't want to stand in those Aether pools, and they will stack up on the same spot. So you really don't want to stand in them. If it's at all possible. He will put up his bubble like that. I believe it's about 90% damage absorption while that's active. So, yeah. It's definitely not worth trying to kill him while that's active. Alright, and down he goes. So, Astral Mantle, I've seen that somewhere before. And Gore Feast. Darius' chest, this is a one-shot. If you come back and kill him again, it won't be there. And make sure, when you do this, that you take the middle option. So the top option will, I think, give you more XP, but regardless, the second option is the way to go, because it'll give you an Aether Cluster. And everybody should have an Aether Cluster, especially if you're playing hardcore. Alright, and we got a level as well. How about that? +3 to Arcane Will is this one. So this is when you go below 75% health, you get a whole bunch of defensive ability, regeneration, and extra damage. It's definitely good. Not sure it's that amazing though. This medal is probably worth hanging on to, because 35 physique is actually a massive amount of physique. And then those 3 resistances are all good to have. I think I'd rather have the +2 to Maven Sphere, so with 6 points we get 15%. And I think after this point it's 1% per point, so if you can get this up to 22 out of 12, it's really good. But you need a lot of plus skills to get to that point though. I'm definitely going to take 1 point in nullification. And I think we just max out the actual Sky Shard itself now. 1 point in nullification, we'll put that on button number 6. And then promptly forget that it exists and never use it again. Anyhow, as I said, I definitely have to get running. One thing I will just add before I cut the episode is when you kill Kronly, please make sure you run out to Twin Falls and get the next Rift Gate. If you don't, you will have to run all the way through Kronly's lair again. You will have to fight Kronly again if you quit instead of going to town. You don't get the Twin Falls Rift by killing Kronly. So make sure you poke your head out and grab the Rift Gate. I'm just going to do that now. And at the start of the next episode, we will do the Devotion Shrine, which I think popped up on the map there for a second. But even if it didn't, it's in this area, and that will give us this proc for the Elemental Storm, which comes with reduced target's elemental resistances, which between that and this shield will allow us to break cold immunities, which will be very, very nice. But regardless, as I said, I have to run, so thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.